Okay, here's our video on factorials. And we have a symbol. It looks like an English symbol from English class, language arts. Looks like an exclamation point, but it's actually the factorial symbol we'll use in math. So for example, if we had 3 factorial, all we do is we go 3 times 2 times 1. That's all we do. So factorials are only positive integers. Integers only. And they're positive. So we're not going to do negatives with factorials. Positive integers. Okay, so let's look at 2 others here. We have 4 factorial and 6 factorial. So how would we write this out? So with 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Right? So let's go back to 3 factorial. 3 times 2 times 1, so the answer is 6. So 3 factorial is 6. So what do you think 4 factorial is? All right, 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. So 4 factorial is 24. So see if you can do 6 factorial. So pause the tape and try 6 factorial. Okay, we'll break it down the same way. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Some people don't even bother with the 1 since you're going to get, when you multiply by 1 you get the same number anyway. But we have 6 factorial here. So what number did you get? So 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 gets 720. Okay. Now, here's one with division. What can we do with that? Well, just solve both of them. Remember, this is division. It has a fraction, it's division. So 5 factorial, again, is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 3 is 3 times 2 times 1. Now, with division, you can cancel if the numbers are the same on the top and in the bottom. So in the numerator and the denominator, we see we have a 3, 2, and 1. So we can just cancel them out. And we're only left with 5 times 4. So this answer right here, over here, would be 20. Now, if you didn't cancel, you can just multiply them out and you'll get the same answer. So for example, if we had 5 factorial, bring it over here, we have 120. And we did 3 factorial already, we had 6. So 20 times 6 gives you 120. So you could have did it either way. Sometimes you'll come across things that look like this. 6 factorial times 7. Well, 6 factorial times 7 is just 7 factorial. 20 factorial times 21 is just 21 factorial. So what do you think this one is? 120, we're missing the factorial sign, 120 factorial times 121. What would be that answer? Well, just like the others, it would be 121 factorial. Now, why? Well, when we're doing 6 factorial, for example, let's bring it over here. When we do 6 factorial, it's 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So, if we're 7 factorial is we just have to multiply another 7 to it. So, we would have 7 factorial. By the way, some people, when they're doing the factorials, let's say it was 6 factorial, you can also do it this way. You can do 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. You can do it that way if it's easier. Whatever's easier for you, do. Okay, put that in there. Okay, let's see if you can do this one now. What would that answer be? Okay, well, remember when we're doing 6 factorial times 7, we got 7 factorial. So times 8, we'll just have 8 factorial. Right? Let's see if it makes sense. What is 8 factorial? It's 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. With 6 factorial, we did that. This is the 6 factorial. If we had 7 factorial, it would be there. And if we had 8 factorial, it would be there. So that's why it's 8 factorial. Okay, and then the numbers are starting to get big. So this would be over 40,000, 40,000, roughly like that. So factorials, the numbers can get extremely big. For example, if you had like 20 factorial, I wouldn't ask you to do that in class, and that number is over almost a quintillion here. So this is an enormous number right there, 20 factorial. Okay, so what about this one? This one's a little different. Before we do this one, remember, if I had 4 factorial times 5, it'll be 5 factorial. But 4 factorial times 2, 2 is a lesser number than 4. So with this one, you would say, well, 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So we have 24. So what's 24 times 2? So 4 factorial times 2 would be 48. You just multiply whatever answer you got. Okay, let's just do one more, a couple more examples actually to make sure you understand it. So if we had 12 factorial, which is a large number. Again, you're just doing 12 times 11 times 10, dot, 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 so forth. Now, if you had, bring this up, 12 factorial divided by 10 factorial, well, if you do 12 times 11, that's all you really have to do, because you're going to have 10 times 9 times 8 and so forth up here, and they'll all cancel. So you'll just be left with 12 times 11. Okay, which equals 132. So just remember that you can cancel in division to make it easier. Okay, let's erase this. And again, if you had 5 factorial times 6 times 7, the answer is 7 factorial. If you had 4 factorial times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8, what would be the answer? Fix that there. 8 factorial. And one more, just to review. If we had, let's say, 3 factorial times 3, what do you think that answer would be? Well, 3 factorial, we know is 3 times 2 times 1, right? We have 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. So that is factorials. We'll use factorials with permutations and combinations, and we'll do that in the next video. Great job.